Hey guys, welcome back for our next paycheck. So this is going to be paycheck number 2. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. We are going to start off on our second check of the month just to check in and see how January is coming along. And so far, I do gotta say, it's not going so well. I did have some unbudgeted expenses and it kind of discouraged me, to be honest. um it's so I had some unbudgeted expenses that were not seen in my foreseen future, and I ended up having to pay a little bit over $100. So they did end up going into my credit cards, so I did add more to my debt, and I'm not proud of it, but I am a little bit discouraged about it, to be honest. It wasn't something that I knew that was gonna happen, but you know what? We're gonna move forward, and I mean, we're already in a hole, so might as well just continue being in a hole. Either way, let's start off with our 4 walls, which is our essential areas: housing, transportation, phone, gas, and water. So for my second check, paycheck number 2, I should say, I did get paid on January 29th, and we're gonna find out how much I got paid, but we will reveal it at the end. So back to our 4 walls, we do have our rent. So on my second paycheck, I do have a little bit more to put in. We also have our gasoline for our car and transportation. I drive myself to school, I take myself to work, and then back and forth. For groceries, we are budgeting the same, which I thought I was giving myself a lot of money, but since I do break it down into 75 one week, 75 the other week, I was actually over budget on my groceries, just because I did end up eating out and getting some ice cream as a treat for my daughter. So I did end up, phone bill actually doesn't apply because we already paid that from the previous, not last paycheck, but the paycheck. Oh yeah, it was the last paycheck. And then we also have laundry, because I do have to do that this weekend, and we're gonna do $10. Okay, so that's our 4 walls. Let's go ahead and get it on you. We have 500 plus 60 plus 150 plus 10. So for our essentials, we have 720. Now to check in, we are gonna use my little handy monthly, so you will be able to see what I actually ended up unbudgeting for. I did go clearance shopping when I was at Walmart, and I ended up buying this cool little budget planner that I'm gonna try to show you guys on the next video, for a monthly budget. But it was like $3 with some cents, so I did end up purchasing it for $4 or something like that. So I did not have that in my budget. And then I had an unbudgeted $50. Thank you to my daughter, because she wanted to try a new she wanted a new app on the tablet, and I signed up for the trial, and I had put a reminder to cancel it after a week, because I told her we are not going to keep this as $50. And by the time I went in to cancel it, it was already too late. They had already charged my card. So I should have done it the day before, like I always do. I always get an app and then put a reminder to cancel it, but unfortunately they already charged me, and it's $50 for a full year, so there's nothing else I can do for those. And then this week we ended up going to McDonald's. We've been doing so good all this month, eating in, but I think she was just well, I'm not gonna blame it on her, but I was also very fed up, and we just ended up going to McDonald's, and I had already spent my full grocery budget, so this was unbudgeted. And then she actually got reward at school for being such a good student, and I did treat her to some ice cream that we don't have. We went to CVS, and I got those little crunch popsicles with the ice cream and the nuts on the outside of the chocolate. So we did end up getting that at CVS. And the last one was I didn't know there wasn't gonna be any school, and it turns out I needed to pay for childcare. So the afternoon program did have the day to cover school, so I did have to pay the $39 for her to stay at the program so I could go to work, or else I would have had to call off. So I did do the little math. So I did have an unbudgeted of 123 for this paycheck. So either way, moving on. With this paycheck that we received, we are gonna start covering some payments in for February. So we do have our Apple payment, which was already made on the 31st. I have our gas, the rent, my last payment on one of my student loans, Netflix, internet with water, and one of our credit cards. So that's what we're gonna put into our debt. So we're gonna put in our first payment. So in our debt, we have the first payment is gonna be our gas, and I checked the statement and it actually said I owed $44. So we're gonna go a little bit lower than last month, which was $47. We're also gonna do our last payment of my student loan for UEI, and that's gonna be $70. So this one's gonna be completely off. I think I'll start saving or start making payments to my Moella student loans. We have our Netflix, and that's gonna be $20. And next payment is for internet and water. It gets taken out at the same time with the rent, but I do like to pay ahead of it so I know the exact amount of rent, so there's no surprise. And we have a credit card payment of minimum $35. Now we're gonna add up our total, and for our total we have 44 plus 70 plus 20 plus 92 plus 35. And our grand total is 261. Okay, now we're gonna add in our 720. So let's go ahead and do a breakdown. We have to do 720 over 4 walls, and our debt is gonna be 261. So we're gonna add that in plus 720. Our check should be at least 981. Anything else that we get will have to be an extra payment, or I don't know if I should create a area for unbudgeted, or I don't know, should I have something saved up? Or I know before there are other persons that already have something for like their personal fund. Should I have done that? Or maybe I should make a fund for my daughter, but then I feel like I'm cutting it very short, so I should just focus on the main essentials of getting our, I don't know, I have to think about it. I'm not sure about that. If you guys have any recommendations, go ahead and let me know. But let's go ahead and find out what I actually got paid. since this has already been deposited into my account, and I can show you guys what we're working with. So what we actually got paid was 1,066 with 27. So that does actually cover what we needed, at least for this paycheck. So we're gonna do minus 981, and let's see what that's gonna be looking like, unless I'm totally off this month and I'm totally not budgeting correctly. Okay, so we have a leftover 65 with 27. That's not really leftover because we do have to make an extra payment to our snowball debt. So most likely this payment is gonna go to our Apple card because it's the one that keeps asking me for interest, and it's also one of my lower accounts. So this one will go into my Apple as an Apple payment. And that seems to be our last paycheck of January. I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for our new followers. I really do appreciate. If you guys have any other tips that you guys can let me know. Should I make a personal fund, or maybe my daughter's fund, so I don't have any unbudgeted expenses? I just hate adding more debt to my credit cards and then still have to pay them back. I'm like, I literally made a minimum payment and then I just put in more debt on top of that. So it's like, I didn't really pay. Am I just wasting money? So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys.